Hey guys, I want to talk to you about one factor of being a man in this world is the fact that we are susceptible to women that have extremely good looks in our eyes. We have a way of falling apart in a way when you're in the midst of a woman that just knocks you to the she knocks you down. She knocks the wind out of your stomach almost. She looks that good. Yes, this is a thing. Okay. Anybody out there that denies this is full of shit. Every single one of us as males, we experience these things. This isn't every woman we come across with, but I guarantee you, every single one of you guys out there has a look. There is a woman out there that has a sort of effect over you. Beauty on that grand of a scale is a very powerful thing over us. It is a power over us. But I want to talk about that a little bit with you guys tonight. And I want to respond directly to a gentleman that had commented a few weeks ago on a video that I made where he was talking about an experience he had where it sounded like he was a server in a restaurant maybe, and he was just talking about his experience, like serving tables with women that he's just like awestruck by, have this effect over him that just, it's like you get this like deer in the headlights sort of thing going on. You're at a loss of words almost. You just fall to mush. You are just, you're altered. The way you physically operate is altered in that moment when you're that awestruck by a woman's beauty. And there's a contrast there that he talked about where, of course, if there's a woman sitting at a table, in his case, where he was serving that he wasn't attracted to, it's completely different, right? Like you talk normal, you act normal. There's no loss of cognitive abilities. There's none of this wind leaving your lungs sort of thing. You're not at a loss of words. It's just kind of like a normal interaction with people like that. And I think he was just looking for a little bit of an explanation and a little bit of some words of wisdom maybe on that front there. And I had some things that come to my mind, and you guys might look at this in a little bit different manner, but this is the way that I responded to him and the way that I think about these things. First of all, I want you guys to realize that every single one of those things that you're sensing and feeling and, like I said, thinking, and that's happening to your body, it's all inside of your mind. It's your mind that's doing that to you. There's not some magical force field that's, comes out and wraps its hands around you and makes you do anything. That beauty does not do that. Beauty is a thing that's perceived, but the effects of being in the midst of that beauty is just all in your mind. Okay? So first and foremost, if you can think on those terms and you can acknowledge that, you will realize that like this beautiful of a woman really truly has no power over you. Okay? But to have that strength of mind to think on those terms in that moment, it takes a lot. And it really comes from just experience in life, years of living, and most importantly, building yourself up from the inside out and being a strong-willed person that has a very strong soul inside of them and that has confidence and just believes in themselves and just knows what they are, knows what they got, and just realizes the way the world works and realizes that a beautiful woman like that has no power over them. They don't allow that beauty to get inside their minds. Yes, it's there staring you back at the face. Yeah, it's nice to look at, but at that very second where that sort of anxiety seeps inside of you and affects you when you're in the midst of a beautiful woman like that, you have the mental power to shut that down and to realize that, hey, she doesn't have power over me. I still got power over me. It's in my mind. All those effects are just happening in my mind. That reaction is just a byproduct of what's happening in your mind. And a lot of that is rooted in insecurities a lot of times. A lot of it feels like, I'm not worthy of this woman that's so attractive, and she probably doesn't think I'm attractive. And I think the psychology goes deeper and deeper and on, but that's a surface level basic thing that I thought ought to be mentioned there. But like I said, guys, it's in your mind. You can control your mind. You can combat that. If you're a strong person on the inside, then this beauty won't have any effect on you. And you'll learn to sweep those emotions and thoughts and feelings to the side as you go on through life, and just as you get better at mastering yourself, quite honestly. And you'll be able to sit there and talk normally to a woman that you find insanely beautiful, and it won't be as big of a deal anymore, and it won't shake you and rattle you in the same way anymore. So that's the biggest thing, guys, is it's a control of yourself from the inside out, at the depths of who you are as a person and who you believe you are, and in your mind, and not allowing somebody else to get inside your mind. The other thing that I can give you these are terms that I think of when I'm in the midst of somebody like that and I'm starting to feel those things sweeping over me. I still get this too, guys. Of course, I'm a man, just like every single one of you guys. I'm a human being who experiences these things. I always try to remind myself that this woman, as beautiful as she is just another human being and nothing more. She is not a god. She is not some supernatural whatever. She is a human being that does the same things I do. She puts her pants on one leg at a time when she gets up in the morning. She smells bad when she sweats. She goes to the bathroom. Her shit stinks just as bad as mine does. She's a human, okay? At the base level, that's it. And when you can look at things like that, and when you can think on those terms and remind yourself of that in real time, all this sort of effect that a woman like that might have over you normally suddenly goes away, and it dissipates, and it gets easier to deal with. And this is part of this big picture, guys. If you're trying to get better with women, or trying to develop your abilities to approach or just to be around women who you find attractive, it's a lot of this stuff. It really does sincerely. It begins inside of you, and this is a learned and developed thing, I would say, to just learn how to be in the midst of these sorts of people and not be so rattled, and not have your James Bond rattled out of you and shaken out of you, and compromised, let's say. Not acting differently in the midst of an absolutely gorgeous woman versus women that you're not attracted to, you don't care about. The old one, the fat one, the ugly one, the whatever you're not attracted to, okay? It's a mind game. It really is in your head, guys. I know that's hard to believe. I know it's hard to wrap your minds around, but beauty on its own, it's got no power over you. It's only got the amount of power over you that you let it have over you. That's the last thing I'm going to say. It's just like everything else I talk about on this channel, guys. It's a lot of it. It's in your mind, okay? I've talked before about not letting other people get inside of your mind, okay? This is a situation like that. That beautiful woman is getting inside of your mind. She's changing you. She's changing your behavior. She's altering the way you feel about yourself in that very moment. Don't let that happen. You got control of that. You do. Whether or not you believe it or not, you do. That is a fact. Okay. All right, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.